I mean, there are kids that can't even speak Xhosa, but they have a Xhosa name, and their mother and their father is Xhosa, is Xhosa, but they can't speak the language. Yes. So what they're putting is, as much as, that's what I'm saying, but I think, we don't really care about the past, the history. We're just looking for the future instead.
Yes. I mean, I think, do these young girls also know what options are available to them? Because I think sometimes it's like when you have girls who become pregnant at a very young age, I think they can become quite overwhelmed, really, because the lack of support from home, from friends. And then what would happen to education for children, boarding?
I mean, we can do online also.
That's true.
I mean, we can do online.
So they don't have to beat their own teachers.
Exactly. Guys, let's talk about Lond.
Did you see that?
Haibo.
The disrespect.
The disrespect.
Yes.
Yeah, so tell me, who is failing? Is it? Yeah, but hey.
How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome to the Beach Podcast. It's been a long time. You've been away on holiday. We've been all over. How are you?
And the guys, we wish we could brought you along, but then we're in separate places, so hence we could not bring you guys along.
Yes.
Otherwise, I'm all good. Yourself?
I'm well, thank you. Just a changing season suddenly in Cape Town.
Yeah, and when a few man is trying to act up.
Yes, but some positive things happening in Joburg.
What's happening?
Nelson Mandela's home. It's been restored to its former glory, and I think it's one of those topics we actually really talked about the other time.
Yeah, we did. Yes.
We talked about Mandela's grandchildren having to auction his ID, and we talked about who does that kind of property belong to? Does it belong to the family themselves or the government, right? And I think we're at a situation again now when it comes to the house. It's like these are homes that are presidential, that this man has lived in, and yet they're being auctioned, they're being sold. It's more like, should they be sold, or should they just be retained and maintained as places that have history, as places of like maybe even a museum, right? I'm not quite sure about a hotel.
No, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure about the hotel.
Yes.
At least okay, no, we're gonna build this hotel. So whatever money that we're gonna make out of it, we're gonna take and invest it back to the community. Then I think in that sense, I will support it.
That's true. Like Nelson Mandela Children's Fund.
At least.
Okay, I agree with you. Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. When you say, okay, no, we know it's from a cone, and then we know when there are challenges that are facing in terms of there are not enough schools or whatever, and then okay, no, whatever money we make here, we're gonna invest back to his hometown.
Yes.
And then from up, I would be 100% behind them, but just for the sake of, okay, no, let's just use this name to make more money. Again, in that sense,
But then, what do you say to some people who is like, yes, we're doing the restoration, we're preserving the legacy, and what about some who say, well, we don't have land, you might as well just build apartment blocks going up, and then we'll have somewhere to live.
I know. I think from up that history is being wiped away.
True.
So as much as we don't, I know there's enough land. I'll never understand the part of there's not land.
Okay.
But let's speaking, there's enough. Even if you check here, I mean, people are building here.
In a studio here.
People are building and they meant to get to N7. You can see there's enough land, so there's enough land everywhere. Because I think maybe more people should say, okay, no, depending on we don't want to be far in certain places, don't want to be far from town, don't want to be far from certain places, there's not enough land.
Yes.
But the land is always enough. I think maybe that's the challenge. But if they're doing that just to make more money out of it.
Yes.
Then I don't support it. I mean, we're going through a lot as a kind of rate.
True.
We have load shedding. There's this, there's that, there's this and that.
Yes.
So if maybe also that money that can be used to do restorations again.
Yes.
That money can also be used to go back to people that are very disadvantaged, to build those people, and in the name of that nation, man.
And it's more like his legacy still continues, even till today, right? So, and I think that's really important. It's like, even if it's a hotel, maybe certain portion of how much you book
Yeah, okay.
goes to a foundation that maybe he opened up or was very passionate about. And I think that would help really quite a lot more. Yeah, I think it would help a lot of young people. But it's like, again, are we that country that want to preserve our history? As society generally,
at this moment, at this moment, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, at this moment, I just don't think we're a generation that cares. When it's speaking.
And how do we create that culture? How do we create that culture of caring for our history, right? So that even if like I see a building or whatever today, I take care of it because I know that's part of my identity.
I mean, I think that even started home. I mean, we have people that don't even care about their home language anymore. So you know, imagine even I don't care about my home language, how can I care about something that is not even mine in a way? If I'm not sure if I put it right.
Yes.
So because I mean there are kids that can't even speak Xhosa, but they have a Xhosa name and their mother and their father is a Xhosa is Xhosa, but they can't speak the language. So what they're putting up is as much as that's what I'm saying, but I think we don't really care about the past, the history. We're just looking for the future most aid.
Yes.
So I think in that way, I don't think I have an answer. But what can we do to make sure go back?
Go now. You throwing shade at me.
That's why
you throwing shade because since I don't really speak they're not, oh, even you forgot your home language.
No, but then if you're spade or wabulela spade, and now wabulela spade. Same thing with I don't take this course and take this course. So then but then what I notice is most abantu that are in the past 5 years or 5 years, 7 years ago, right? So the new parents, they don't really care. So I think the goal is, the focus is your kids should know English, and then the rest will see.
Yes.
So that's why I'm saying it's not gonna be easy for us to preserve old buildings, old things that we can't even preserve our own languages. So that's why I'm saying I don't think.
But we have to we have to preserve that. Even things like the kind of foods, right, that people eat in rural villages, we need to document that.
Exactly.
Because some of those foods, those people live for long, right?
With less diseases or maybe even no diseases at all.
Yes.
You're not getting this sickness.
Yes. And I think some of those things are really important to understand. It's like, how do we document everything so that children, maybe 20 years from now, can look back and say, oh, okay, that is something that I should actually be focusing on because it worked at some point. But I mean, I think, again, what you have in South Africa is some situation whereby, yes, here's a building.
Yeah.
So let's say the building is called...
the Pitchy Podcast. The Pitchy Building or whatever, yeah.
And it's been there for 100 years. But then it's like when a new group of people come in, they change the name of that building. They change the history of that building. No one, it's like the history is
just wiped
out. And the reason I say that is because when you look at something like Stellenbosch University, 100 years ago it was not called Stellenbosch University. It was called Victoria College. And that was like college for English people. But then the Afrikaners, when they got also into power, they changed everything. So when you go to Stellenbosch today, you'll think it's an Afrikaner-built university, but it's not.
No, that's not the case.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying to you. Sometimes when you have to, some people erase history in such a very good way that
you don't even
realize. Yes. And it's like, what are some of your thoughts on that?
I think it depends on the reason behind the changes of the name. There are streets that are being changed because I said no, they present the old days, so now they need to be changed. But again, when you sit down and ask yourself, if the street is going to be changed, then choose now, are we forgetting about what happened in the past? Or we say, okay, no, let's forget about the past and move forward.
Yes.
So which is now, if the next strato, tomorrow's strato is a street is the pitchy podcast, I want to know about what was the street before, what was the name of the street before.
Yes.
So I want to know which is I don't have a history of
context.
Exactly of what happened.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying.
There's a piece missing.
There's a piece missing.
Yes.
A puzzle, yeah, short.
But don't you think that's where the problem comes in with South Africa, as to when you look at the country as a whole, the identity of a country is like we're struggling to find our identity. There's different groups within the country who think South Africa should be
this way and then this way.
There's no like unified understanding as to like this is what we want. You know, like during like Nelson Mandela period, it's like a lot of South Africans were. It's like Mandela was just that powerful leader whereby he can actually bring everybody together, right? And we can feel very proud of the country because a lot of people knew what they had to actually work for. Whereas like, I think at the moment, the challenge is sort of like, we all have different wants and needs.
So we're pulling different sides.
Yes, yes. And we're not progressing at all.
And you're not progressing, yeah?
No.
There's no progress.
No, there's no progress. If anything, it's the opposite. You know, because like we've had so many things, I mean, that you can't even mention.
And you don't have in a position where you're like, okay. Because then it's like taking 2 steps forward, 10 back.
Yes.
2. Stand back. So yeah, honestly speaking, there's no progress. If
Yes.
you can be in a position where we can work together. But again, if I'm saying we have someone who should lead us, but they're not leading us. So that's what the problem is. So it's just saying about back in the days, he was this person that we know we believe in,
Yes.
or we believe on, and then his vision was clear.
Yes.
And then we follow the person. But in one situation where we have so many people are pulling different directions.
Correct.
So that's a challenge.
But is that the thing? Like sometimes in changing some of these street names, is that progress or is that just fooling people to thinking there's progress being done?
No, fooling people.
And also wasting money.
Mostly wasting money.
Okay.
Because it doesn't make sense. Because even I remember there was a story where they wanted to also change the flag, to redesign the flag, which I say is going to be about 80 million or 20 million, I don't remember.
Yes.
So which is but the goal is to mess with these people and then waste money.
Yes. Yes. But then it's like when they change, okay, then how do you give other iconic figures who've played a role in South Africa, right? How do you then honor them? Do you honor them when you build new roads?
Open a foundation on their name, NGO or whatever, to help people. So that's the goal is you want your legacy to live on. Okay, no. The legacy lives on because the people are benefiting from. Because honestly speaking, no one benefits when you change the name of the street. No one benefits.
But if the street name is, let's say...
It's Dan.
Yes, but then it's like if Dan had a history...
Yeah.
Maybe in the past, because remember South Africa again, it's a very complex country. There's South Africa today, there's South Africa then, and it's like, what if the street is a street of a person who then during apartheid was somebody who was pro-apartheid? Then what do you do?
Okay. Let's put it like this. Let me put you on the spot. Let's say, okay, so this is you, right?
Yes.
So you fought for apartheid, right? And then things happened. So at this moment, let's say in this present moment, so there's 2 options, right? Okay, so let's change the name of the street from the Pitchy Podcast to Dan, because Dan fought.
Yes.
Or option 2, let's open an organization where we are helping young kids to better their future.
Yes.
Right? So which one would you choose? You as a person that these things are gonna be on your name.
Look, I think the foundation is better, of course, right? The challenge with a foundation is that it requires a lot of money to run. It's not a business, it's a foundation, so it relies on people giving their money, right? It's like maybe even when you get the Nelson Mandela Children's Trust. I'm sure when he was alive, a lot of people gave more.
Because I was like, okay, no, he's here, yeah.
They want to see the man, you know? But I don't think now, even like you don't find even the your American celebrities, A-listers, politicians coming to South Africa, then they would come just to visit Nelson Mandela, right? So now we don't have that drawing card of a person in the country that says, I can command anyone around the world and they will come to South Africa. So there's no that. And the challenge with that is foundations require so much money. It's like, yes, changing a street, there's money involved, but it's almost
But
like...
it's not a constant thing.
Yeah, it's not a
It's a
constant.
once-off.
It's almost like a once-off in a way. Yes, but I think what we have to ask our viewers at home is like, what do they think of like having to change not only names of streets but even buildings, anything that has like a very historical context? What do they think about that?
So what do you think, guys? Before we forget, guys, I mean, we're so deep, guys. Welcome to the Beachy Podcast.
I know.
And this is your boy, Han, your boy. When you see him in your hood.
Yes, welcome to the Beachy Podcast, guys. It's just been quite a very exciting period at the moment. So, I mean, you told me about this very shocking story that has happened recently.
Oh.
What happened?
Hey, let me just summarize for you.
Okay.
Let me just summarize for you. You know,
I'll say to our viewers that what do you say when you're about to show your viewers sensitive information? Viewer discretion is advised.
Exactly, yes.
Yes. How do you say that in Xhosa? You just point your finger. Okay.
Right. So it's a course, I want to summarize.
Okay.
Right, and then I'm just gonna screenshot and then edit on the video. So here it says a young person, a young girl, in fact, was found buried alive after being given birth. 3 days later, was found alive. A young girl.
Oh wow.
Buried alive.
That's shocking. But I mean, why would people do that? That is most
it's painful.
Painful things you can possibly experience as an individual.
And young, you know, now, honestly speaking, we're living in a democratic world, Apple would tell you have options.
Correct.
Right? So I think even on, I'm not sure if on television they do what do you call this thing? Advertisement of. So I think at this moment where you find yourself pregnant. So guys, I'm a guy, so I'm just gonna try to understand younger end. Alright, so just a disclaimer. Alright, so I'm just here for understanding. Right.
I just arrived. Just a disclaimer, I just
arrived. Alright. So let me get into this.
Yes.
So I think about what situation you just find out that you are pregnant. Now you talk to the baby daddy and the baby is like, nah, I don't want to be part of this. Right. So I think to a position but you carry the baby for 9 months. Then I think at that moment you can always tell the nurses, but I want to give a child away for adoption.
Yes.
Compared to burying the child alive.
I mean, I think, do these young girls also know what options are available to them? Because I think sometimes it's like when you have girls who become pregnant at a very young age, I think they can become quite overwhelmed, really, because the lack of support from home, from friends, societies, just looking at them from a very negative perspective, right? And I think being overwhelmed by that and still being so young, I think, sometimes they probably just don't know what options are available.
So now I'm so young, that I can sleep with someone without unprotected sex, but still be in a position where I'm saying I'm so young that I don't know what the options are out there. So I think somehow it's through But again, it's quite a challenge. That I mean, you can do things that adults do, but you're not in that mindset of I'm an adult yet.
Yes.
So I think the situation is injured, and I mean we're living in this modern world where everything is just out there, right? So there's it's social media. You can always do your own whatever, your own research. Go to Google. Okay, so I'm pregnant. I don't know what to do with it. What can I do with the baby?
Because that's what she's done is actually illegal. It's a crime.
It definitely is.
Yes. And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I would imagine young girls like that are so overwhelmed that they don't know what possible option is, because really already they're incriminating themselves.
Exactly.
Who wants to go to jail? I don't think anyone.
Why you are
So I think the question here is, how do we empower young girls with the right information, because some of these things will happen at different points for them. We live in a country whereby we have very high gender-based violence cases, right? And most of the victims are young black women in the country, right? And the challenge with that is, for some girls, they are kidnapped, they are molested, they are sexually taken advantage of, right? And some of them can actually find themselves as like a product of having to just be pregnant.
Exactly.
And it's like, for them, it's like they just want to deal with it. And some might think, and that's the thing, is like, how do we empower young girls to have more information so that they can make the right decisions? I don't think that a young girl at probably 18 who probably make the right decisions as to what they think.
And I think also even the guys, us guys, we also need to be taught. So you're in the education, like, okay, as much as I believe, but ladies also should be more responsible, because your uncle is gonna end up with them, because the guy can run away anytime.
Yes.
So I think that's why it's very important even for ladies to stand up for themselves. Like, okay, no, I don't want it. And phone. And if I say no, I'm saying no. So no sex. If I'm saying no sex or no sex without a condom, then that's it. Right? And then what the shocking part is, man, these kids, you can see a 10-year-old what they write on their Facebook pages.
Okay.
Why?
Are you on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook.
What do you do on Facebook?
I get customers. I get clients.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Right. So what they write there, it's shocking. And you know what the sad part is, a child at that age, they write something, and then also adults, they're gonna come and then laugh at this situation, which I can see why it's bad, but they come laugh. So someone also us as adults, we're putting a petrol on this fire. Yes. Must keep it alive.
But remember, those people are not like responsible adults. They, in a way, part of the problem within society, in the sense that they're probably, why is it even that an adult is engaging with a child?
Exactly.
That child should not even probably be on social media. And I think we talked about it the last time, with young people having to be on social media as to what our thoughts were. And I think that, yes, parents should monitor the phone quite regularly. I don't think that parents should say no social media at all completely. Because I think that cuts off the kids from so many amazing things. There's a lot of incredible things that you can do on social media. Like you say, you're on Facebook for clients. Some people on Facebook to complain in community groups, neighborhood groups.
WhatsApp neighborhood groups, you're waiting,
yes. So we all on Facebook for different reasons, So I mean, I think that for a young girl like that in that story, I think there's probably thousands like that in the country.
Definitely.
They just don't know what's happening, because some of them actually, yes, they don't leave the child like that, but they actually just leave the child with their grandparents. They just leave the kids with their parents, and they just go on, right? And I think sometimes that can be quite a really big problem.
So to suggest about the minute one find themselves pregnant, they know the family members, they come with option, ask the girl about what they're gonna do. Okay, so first thing, who's the father? What is the father saying? They want to be part of this child life, whatsoever. and then what do you want to do with the child? So these are options that are here.
Remember, some families actually just don't talk.
That's why I'm saying. Since we're coming with sort of a solution of to avoid the danger, which is now that's why now they sit down in the conversation. Okay, but what's the way forward? What do you want to do?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So there's this option. There's an abortion. There's an adoption, and then there's third one that you can keep the child. Right. So which one do you want?
Yes. Yes.
But again, with the options where they say no, they're too young to make a decision.
Yes.
So I mean, I understand the husband. And he has young.
Well, I mean, I think by 18 you're allowed to make your own decisions. You are legally you're legally an adult.
If you're 15.
Yes, is it 15?
No, it's 18. But I'm saying now, if you're 15 and now in a situation where they say, okay, no, you say, Mzrelo, no, I want to do an abortion, but your parents say, no, don't do abortion.
Yes.
Or no, I want to give the child away, but your parents say, no, don't go do abortion.
Yes.
So, what situation is what do you do? Because let's say now, Mzrelo, you do keep the child, Mzrelo, and then you can be the best mother.
Yes.
Because it was not your choice, but your parents made the choice, or your guardian made the choice for you.
Yes.
Right? Okay, you keep the child, and then the child end up staying with the grandma or father or whoever, and then now the child is in an abusive relationship.
Yes.
So in your complex.
Yeah, it is quite I think shocking in that regard. But I think sometimes what you want is almost like ideally, yes, you want good family dynamics, but in a situation whereby and I think sometimes some of these girls really come from backgrounds where they're not supported much, and I think they react out of fear and they're just scared really, and I think that then lands them up in different situations that they never really thought about actually. But yeah, I think it's really quite sad that that's what's happened to her.
It is.
That a young child will be actually born like that and have an experience like that.
And imagine you're alive, and let's say now 10 years later, you find out what happened to you.
Yes.
Imagine the trauma in the long time.
Yes. Yeah, it's like the I'm not loved. I'm
Exactly.
not cared for. All those kind of levels of insecurity.
My mother didn't love me.
Yes. Yes. And we don't want that.
Like all know it's especially in this world that things that are happening. So many things bad are happening. So one situation where kids feel loved.
We want Black Boy Joy. We want what is the girl one? We want what would they say? Magic, black magic.
Yes, black magic. Let me just get this.
No. You know when it's Black Boy Joy, but for girls it's like what do they say for girls? I'll tell you now.
I would be lying, I have no idea. But guys, one thing we want is we want a institution where kids are growing up in a warm family.
Yes.
Right? They feel loved. So that they won't go out and look for love outside. All right. So even if you're not married, but always be there for your kid as a guy. Always be there for your child.
Yes.
And fight for your child, because when situation happens, they start to know the mother is keeping the child away from. I mean, you have right as a guy. Go to court and fight for your fight for your child.
Yes.
Especially if you know you're also maintaining the child. Fight for your child if you want to. Right. So I want to make sure you fight. Because the only situation we are, no, the mother doesn't allow me, but for what?
Yes.
Fight.
Yes.
We all have rights.
So it's Black Boy Joy and
I know.
I think maybe because I'm on camera. Oh my god. Then I need to read it. Black Girl Magic. Yes, Black Girl Magic.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, what?
So I think that Black Girl Magic.
Yeah.
Yes, it really talks about like love, and having to just grow. I mean, imagine young girls just growing around that support system of people around them, so that they don't really have that much fear
at all.
And I think sometimes when I think of growing up in the rural village, it's quite interesting in the sense that there's always somebody to talk to.
Yeah, all the time.
You know, your grandmother is there,
Yeah.
your grandfather is there, your although, and I think it's sort of like you can almost open up to people that you feel very quite comfortable with. Because I think maybe sometimes in cities or urban spaces,
yeah, it's
it
like
feels
you're on
very
your
foreign.
own. Yeah, it's
Yes.
you're on your own.
Yes. So
You're
does
on
this
your
mean
own.
we're packing and going back to our villages?
Any second I would.
Well, I would if I was off grid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely, I would. If I had man,
Mm-hmm.
I know.
And then what would happen to education for children? Boarding?
I mean, we can do online also.
That's true.
I can do online.
So they don't have to beat their own teachers.
Exactly, guys. Let's talk about Lond.
Did you see that?
Haibo,
The disrespect.
that disrespect.
Yes.
Yeah, but
It's crazy.
so tell me, who is failing? Is it the parents, the Department of Education,
Mm-hmm.
the government?
I think it's the parents. I think how children behave anywhere, it has to come from home.
Because charity begins at home.
Yes, I think maybe parents are gonna murder me tonight.
No.
Parents, this is a disclaimer.
Don't be bitchy.
Yes.
If a parent is bitchy,
I'm not a parent for a disclaimer, but I think that yes, how I think children are raised is quite important, and I think you can see that even how they react in public, right? You can see children that are very respectful towards older people, and it doesn't have to even be like older people like
old,
us,
exactly.
but it's more like really an old lady who gets on a bus, you have to give a seat. Or on a train, you have to give those kind of things. That's like a level of respect that I think one expects from young people today. Are we giving that, young people?
I remember. Let me tell you, I remember I was using a train from school to Philippe, right?
Yes.
So the train would always be full.
Okay.
Right. So every time kids they see a parent coming,
Yes.
they're gonna go down and act like that.
Oh my god.
And it's like that thing. So already know about what they should be doing. But just again, for me to avoid this, let me act like I'm sleeping.
Yes.
And then what Tina, we drop in an era or in a lifetime where any parent was your parent.
Yes. Like,
any parent,
you know, your neighbor is somebody that can be a parent.
Exactly.
If your mother's not there, they'll probably even give you food. They'll call you to come and eat dinner during that time, because like it's all a society of caring.
Yeah.
You know, I think sometimes the good thing about having to be in the village is that everybody knows each other.
Yeah.
Yes, people are poor, right? But it's not having to frown upon it. There's a sense of community, there's a sense of connection. And I think those are really important, because when you have things like that, right? Even kids will not misbehave at school because the parents and the teachers know each other. You know, and I think children today misbehave so much because they get away with it. I saw the one with the teacher, and she fell.
And she
imagine if she had
break a leg, break a finger or whatever. Exactly.
Yes, it's like who's responsible? Is it the children, the Department of Education? All those kind of things come into play, and I think we need to really think about quite a lot as to what's happening in these schools.
And even strange, it's ladies who are doing that.
Okay.
Because most of the time we expect guys to misbehave. Like, okay, no, when it's guys, okay, but when it's ladies, it's even more like shocking. But yeah, where exactly are we going?
It's because we're giving women double standards.
I think it depending on the situation.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
So the parents are failing, right? Because more in a position where we're saying as a parent, no, my child is my child, it's not your child.
Yes.
So even if my child is misbehaving, I keep quiet, I'll do nothing, because I know, look, if I do something, when I come back to me, but who asked you to take off my child? Who's saying the solution? No, as long as our values are being lost, and have been lost in a bad way.
Yes. yes. There's no corporal punishment at school anymore.
No, there's not. No, there is, ne? It's vice versa now. The kids are.
Oh, so the teachers are kind of just
yeah, the teachers are getting hiding.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what?
Imagine that. Poor teachers.
That's why I'm saying I'll never be a teacher. Because I mean, the teacher go through. So I think also talk about this before. I'm not sure which episode was it.
Yeah.
Where saying teachers they go through so much, but they are least appreciated.
Yes.
Yeah. So
we did talk about that. But I mean, I think here's the other thing: is like if a teacher says to a child, "Okay, I'm going to discipline you," some kids still have the confidence to say no because they know their parents will still support that. And that is a problem. That is like something that we need to avoid. We need to wait for that noise to cool down.
No, let's continue.
Okay. We need to get to a point whereby parents support teachers in disciplining. It has to be an effort. Yes, where it's like if it's just separate, even the child knows.
You can see the same thing as parents. If there's a father and the mother, then you choose, if the mother is like this, okay, no, let me go to mom. Yeah.
Exactly. Is that what you're finding to be the case?
No.
No. Because you're the best dad?
No. No. If you come to me, no, okay, you want more? Okay, then go.
Okay. What do you mean you want more? You hate the child?
No, the child must get it off. I'm joking, man.
Because I think that's the thing.
They need to know.
Maybe parenting is perhaps changing. Because like at some point, my parents is like, the minute you just naughty, you know.
Yeah, you know where you're gonna get it.
You're expecting
you're gonna
some
get
discipline, right? Whereas like I think today it's quite different.
Yeah.
In a way, it's like parents are not really necessarily physically, not to say they must, because that's also really hurtful. It's like, how do you balance the two? How do you balance not having to be physical with your children but still having to install that level of discipline?
I think I think you're in a situation where you're saying no. 1. No. 2. No. 3. No.
Oh, this parent has patience.
No. 5. Okay, no. Yes, 2 fingers.
But these kids today will make you go until 10.
I'm telling you. Yeah, 2 fingers.
Do you have the patience to go till 10?
No, 10 is too much. Because that's the thing. I think at some point in there, then you understand. When you're saying no, you're saying no. Yeah, because there's no, then it's okay, no, in a funny way, okay, no, then you can still continue.
Yes.
But when you say no, then you should be patient, okay, no, this is serious. So I think it goes back to law and order. A child must know a no. A no means no.
Yes.
Right? So they may allow them today, they're going to do it tomorrow. You allow them tomorrow, 10 years later, you're saying no, they hit you first.
Yes.
Exactly, because you let them be.
Yes.
So,
but I don't think that teachers having to hit.
No, I'm saying as a parent, so that's you as a parent.
Yes.
As a teacher, then it's a different story because that's not your child and it's not like before.
Yes, because I think, I mean, it's like they just need to find ways how to engage more with young people today.
Go out of my class.
That's also true.
Yeah, go out of my class.
Yes.
If I'm a parent, when I say no, stop making
noise. And what if
noise.
your child doesn't go out?
Then go to the principal.
And
then if there's let me go out. So
yes, I like that.
Exactly.
So the students, the friends,
exactly.
They say no, we want to get educated. You leave.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's what teachers probably need to say. It's like, you know what, I'm only going to come on demand. When all of you guys are
we are working together on the same page, then I can come.
Yes. Because I think, the easiest way to put that pressure on young people is their friends, their own peers.
Exactly.
They deal with a lot of peer pressure among themselves so much. And I think that is something that can actually make it work, because if they don't agree, they'll probably fight after school or something like that. Not that we're encouraging any violence.
No,
I know we talk a lot about that.
Yeah, no,
it's definitely a no violence, no hitting of children at school.
Yeah.
Right, no fighting and all of that. But I mean, it's traumatic what these
teachers
go through.
No, it's too much.
Yeah, it feels like a wild field out there.
I mean, it's like almost because I saw also this other video. I think I will share on the group where this boy is an ex. He's an ex.
Okay.
Because he was told to go outside and he came with an ex. Like
to drop something.
The teacher told him to go out. And they're like, no, we're gonna call the police. And like, no, you can call the police, they can come shoot me. So that's what I'm saying. But teachers are going through the most.
Yes.
And even I feel like even the demand of education is quiet.
But what kind of home does that child even come from if they can have the confidence to even remotely do something like that and think they can get away with it? It's like, because do they think that their parents will still let them do it?
I think maybe. Because I think, because again, when in situation where we say, okay, no, we don't want to say the child must go away because we're gonna be like feel like we're washing our hands from them, like they can do whatever they want.
Yes.
But again, what do we do? Because if you don't have it at school, but me as a parent, me as a teacher, I want you at school, they're not gonna do to help you, because if I'm chasing you away from school, then somehow I'm killing your future.
Yes.
But again, when I hear we are killing the future of these kids.
Well,
so
the teacher's future as well.
Exactly. Also, exactly.
You know, and I think that is the challenge. But I mean, I think here's the thing: it's more like the future of one compared to the future
of many
in that classroom. And I think what's important is the future of many, because the other person decided to just not really behave and be part of that social group in the classroom. So maybe we can go back to school, you and I.
Never. No, never. Because I think also it's important about how you grew up. I remember now this other teacher hit me for no reason.
Yes.
Bah! And I was just and I stood there like nothing happened.
You didn't go fetch an ex?
No. No, like
maybe you didn't have one.
No, it's like because my grandma knew about and also my mom. You know, my mom once hit me because I was wearing school shoes at home.
Oh.
My grandma snitched on me.
Yes.
Because I was staying with my grandma, right? So my mom would come mostly on month end, right?
Yes.
Because she was working in town. So the previous day I was wearing school shoes at home.
Yes.
So my grandma snitched on me. And mama was like, no.
But you see how strict our parents were, right? Because for me, it's like having to just polish shoes every day for school was like a must requirement. And if you didn't do it,
and then you know what's coming.
A lot is gonna happen. No pocket money, discipline, all of that. And as a child, you quite like scared. You don't want that to happen. And I think for some of these kids, I know some of the people that I grew up with, that I know they would get away with things. When I look at how they lived
right now,
it makes sense as to why they knew how they could get away with things. And I think they take that kind of behavior and simulate it in a classroom environment.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes it works because a lot of people will not say anything. People don't say anything. If a child is carrying an axe and there's a teacher, people are just going to be taking videos.
That's the thing, And
I think that's the challenge, is to like, these kids have come to a point to know I can get away with it at home. And I'll get away with it. I'll try my chances here and get away with it. And in most cases, they do get away with it.
Which is sad.
Yes.
And again, I wonder now, let's say we see the situation that we're in right now with us as the youth, or whatever. And now you look at the parliament, but there's older people. So do you think if Tina can be in charge of, do you think maybe something can change or it can be worse?
I think we need experienced people. People who know how to do the job. I don't think it's just so much about just changing age. I think, because remember, when you change a lot of things in a country, you don't want to go backwards.
Yeah.
That's a problem, because once you go backwards, you just build up again.
Then there's no progress.
Yes, it becomes a massive challenge. And I think we'll probably see that now with the coalitions during the elections. We're looking forward to that, and we'll talk about that next week because a lot is going to be quite happening and exciting. But thank you guys for joining us on this episode of the Beachy podcast.
And make sure, guys, you do comment below about what do you think about the teachers versus students, but what can be done, or when how did you grow up, and how is your life right now compared to
exactly. And I'd say to the kids, if you're bored in classroom, just watch the Beachy podcast. No need to find a teacher.
Don't find a teacher.
Just watch live.
In fact, don't watch from the class. Go outside.
Yes.
And then watch outside, so that you won't disturb the class.
Exactly.
And then you like, you subscribe,
you share,
you
comment.
Yeah, what?
And you put that
notification bell.
Yes. Ting 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 ting. It's the Beachy podcast.
We out.